We are here at the Locarno Film Festival where we just saw the film Short Term 12, which is an American independent film by director Destin Cretton.
Myself.
So I'm here with my friend Michael from the Critics Academy. We're both in
Michael
this program.
Pattison. Of England.
Yes. I really enjoyed this film, and I think the audience in Locarno really enjoyed it because there was a crazy standing ovation. Probably the longest standing ovation I've ever been a part of. What did you think?
It's the only standing ovation I've been.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You've never been a part
and
of
it
a standing?
lasted for the entire.
The whole end credits.
Of the end credits and beyond. And before the film began, Destin introduced it by saying he grew up in a Hawaiian town with a population that was similar to the numbers that he was currently addressing in the room.
Yeah, the theater.
Which was kind of, made for a humbling experience when at the end, 95 minutes later, we're kind of part of this
it's
standing
really
ovation,
amazing
rapturous applause.
Yeah. What did you like? What did you like about the film?
Well, firstly, I didn't expect to like the film because it's...
Oh, okay. Is it not your thing?
Well, I don't know. It's an appreciably kind of... It's working in a familiar, I guess, independent
there's a lot of
sensibility,
films like
an
this.
American indie. It's about a foster care facility, at which, at the beginning of the film, we have two new arrivals. We have...
Jaden.
Jaden, who's played by Caitlin Dever.
Who's really great in this film. I mean, I don't think she's ever really done anything before.
No, and we have a new employee in the camp, played by Rami Malek. And it kind of... One has a bigger part than the other, but the two kind of new arrivals are juxtaposed against one another. But the main protagonists in the film are arguably... definitely Grace, but played by Brie Larson, and her boyfriend, long-term boyfriend and fellow employee, Mason, played by John Gallagher Jr. And as I say, it didn't leap out at me through synopsis or kind of credits list, frankly, as a film that I would particularly enjoy. However, I did enjoy it very much. It's very, very moving in places.
It is very moving. It leaves you with a strong emotional connection to the characters, and I just wanted to cry after it ended, but I didn't. But I
cried during it, after it. I've written elsewhere that I was grateful for the kind of private moments that I had to myself, because you guys went elsewhere.
Yeah, we were all together when we left.
And I had engagements elsewhere, and in the brief time I had between the screening and this other engagement, I walked along a very, very quiet road in Locarno and cried tears of joy, which is very, very unlike steely-faced me.
Yeah. See, this movie gets to everybody. It's a really moving film, and the performances are really astounding. Brie Larson is... Okay.
Is an animal, I think.
Yeah. Brie Larson is really great. I've only ever seen her in comedies before, such as 21 Jump Street, which she stars in, and she's a brief role in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. She's also known for her TV role on the United States of Tara. This is my first time seeing her in a dramatic role, and she really she carries the film really well. And I felt the film didn't... It had its obviously really serious storylines, and it deals with a lot of really heavy stuff, but it never is too in your face about it. It's not this over the top
and it's
cry fest. It has humor.
And it's also, yes, it does, but it's also refreshingly...
Fuck that film.
He didn't get to see it, so he's really jealous.
Just seeing this guy.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for that.
No, peace out.
It's.
I didn't actually know that was them. I thought it was two young kids until.
Oh man.
Right. So what I was going to say. Oh yeah, it's also a refreshingly hopeful film in a time, I think.
Yeah,
where
it is very hopeful.
It's too easy and too tempting, I think, to be bleak and all-out misery from the beginning, from A to Z film, in which kind of we'd never really get a chance to invest in the characters because we're too busy, or we're asked or invited to invest in their misery from the offset.
Yeah,
and here
yeah.
we're not, because these are kind of fully rounded characters.
Yeah, they are very
and you get a
fully
sense
developed.
that it's particularly in the relationship between
Grace and
and Mason that it existed before the cameras began to roll, which I think is really important also. But yeah, I mean, you know, on one hand you could say it does hit its emotional cues in a almost
it
ordinary
does.
routine manner, but
Yeah.
it does them with such sincerity that you can't help but kind of be swept along by them.
Yeah, I agree.
And the film is due out within the week, I think, in the US.
States?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
and there is a UK release date set, I think, for November to be confirmed in the
okay.
UK, which is
I'm
good
not
news
sure about
for everyone
Canada,
involved.
actually. Not sure. But see this film when it comes out. It's really touching, and it's not. I feel like there's a lot of films that deal with the subject matter, and it's always like that Freedom Writers or that. What's that one with like Maggie Gyllenhaal last year and Viola Davis? Like it's always like these really cheesy films that deal with underprivileged kids, and it's always like this over-the-top sentimental kind of message and stuff. And I feel like Short Term 12 has the same kind of setting, but it doesn't do that. It's,
And it has room in which to be hopeful, but also without having too neat of a wrap up.
Yeah,
I think an important thing which I wrote in a review
comes full circle too.
For another outlet was that it allows itself to suggest that progress can perhaps only be made outside of the legal strictures in which these kids are being kind of doubly alienated. Firstly, you know, they're coming from abused backgrounds, and secondly, the legal system that is in place to protect them is also alienating them at the same time, which is why the foster facilities are kind of a unique setting for a film of this.
That's true.
This
totally true.
Story.
Anyways, what do you give the film on like a grade scale?
On my personal 10 out of 10 scale, I would give it 8.
8?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd give it like 8.5 or so. So I guess we're pretty much on the same page.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's our review of Short Term 12. Thank you, Michael, for joining me.
Thank you.
And see the film when it comes out. We saw it here in Locarno, but as we said, it should be out soon in North America and the UK and everywhere else, hopefully. And yeah, thank you for watching.
Ciao.
Ciao.